You, that's right, you, my watcher, my friend, my sister or brother or person in Christ, you have made it to my part 3 mission trip video. Finally. Thank you. Okay. So this YouTube video is about my last parts of my trip. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it speaks to you. I hope Christ works in you. And thank you so much for sticking with me in these last 2 videos. Okay. Enjoy. And this next day, which was a Thursday, I believe, was called Activity Day, even though basically all the days were Activity Day, which was fantastic. This day, in the late morning, we got to sleep in. It was so nice because we were getting up at like 7, which isn't that early because I'm an early bird. But we got up and we drove with our friend Danny to another little neighborhood, and girls went in one room and all the boys went in another room, and we got to have a hair washing, delousing, foot scrubbing extravaganza. And it was so fun, and I was a little nervous at first, and to be honest, I think I was a little out of touch with God's Spirit for a second, because I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do? And there's chaos, and I'm just trying to grasp reality, like, I don't know what's going on. And this lady comes up to me, she's like, you can wash feet. I'm like, great, awesome. And then my sister Natalie took my spot, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And they're like, oh, we don't need any foot scrubbers. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Because I'm here. And they're like, oh, okay, can you braid and brush hair? And I'm like, perhaps. I guess I'm really, really bad at brushing and braiding hair. So I was definitely riding my doubt. And then after the chaos kind of patted down a little bit, I was like, and I realized that God was stretching me. He was like, I want you to do stuff you don't think you can do, even if it's just brushing hair, which most girls are like, yeah, I can braid. I'm like, nope, why do you think my hair is down every day? After a while, I think the Holy Spirit grabbed me and was like, hey, I'm just stretching you. It's okay. Be strong. Be courageous. Don't be afraid. It's good. And the girls start trickling in, and they're so cute and sweet and have amazing, thick, black hair. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. And then they get their hair brushed and, not brushed, they get their hair washed and put in a huge knot rat's nest on the top of their head. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, here, have some detangling spray. And so this girl sits down, and I'm like, here, sit here. Do you want me to brush your hair, or do you want you to brush your hair? And the first little girl was like, me, after 10 minutes of me down her head, and I felt awful. I was praying that I wouldn't hurt her, because I didn't know how to ask that in Spanish. But then down the line, I had a system going, and I would brush the girl's hair out, no problem, and then I would ask them if they wanted a braid or a ponytail or a bun, and they always asked for braids, which was okay. I didn't do my best, but I still did it. And I think that's what matters, that the little girls had fun, and I braided their hair, and then I would ask them if they wanted a bow, and we had this large selection of amazing, enormous, beautiful, colorful bows, and all the girls were so happy. And then after there weren't any girls to brush hair and bow left, we went outside and we played hardcore soccer, and it was awesome. I was so sick, but I did not care. I was like wheezing as I was running, but it was so much fun. And my dad played and my sisters played, and then eventually enough of us played that the little kids were like, hey, we want it to be the niños against the, I don't remember what the word is, but it means white people. So it was the kids against the white people. So all of us from Spectrum just up against like 1,000 million kids, and it was so much fun. We did awful. It was great. The next day was our last day. We got to go to an orphanage and play all day. And I love kids, so it was great. And I brought my coloring book, and I made a little coloring book table, and we ate pizza with them. And and I played Barbies with a little girl for a while. And then when I got bored of the Barbies, I went and played Bananagrams, which I'd never played before, with another little girl whose name was Daniela. We decided, okay, let's make ourselves struggle a little bit. And me and my friend Sophia, who was on the mission trip too, we had to do all of our words in Spanish, and Daniela had to do all of her words in English. She won every single time, because she's awesome like that. And then we got to do 3, I almost did 4, but we did 3 puppet shows, and those were super fun too. And just the atmosphere was so great. There was so much joy and friendship, and when we all left, they all knew our names, and we all knew their names, and we broke one of their chairs playing musical chairs, but they were all laughing, and they were like, whatever, and we ate Mexican candy that was dipped in chili powder night. We just got to debrief, and we had like this amazing worship time together as we went with our church, so as a church, and just like, we sang at the top of our lungs, and there was nobody in the dorm. We had people in the dorm the whole week, but there was no one. We just had the walls echo with praises for him, you know? And we got to cook together, and I got to be sick and have people take care of me, and it was phenomenal. And I definitely would recommend going. If you hear about Spectrum Ministries anywhere near you, I would definitely recommend going on one of their trips, because they really know how to make a family of believers become that. And I wanted to share a little bit of our adventures and craziness, because I think that it's important to tell people about how God's working in the most unlikely places, this little poverty-struck area called Tijuana in Mexico. I mean, like, I get to walk around with that mission trip in my heart. So, I hope you enjoyed talking to me for however long this video is, and I hope that God blesses you, and I'm going to do a quick random encouragement that wherever you are, God is working. Mexico, America, a trench in the ocean, wherever you are, God is working in you in the most unlikely and beautifully intricate ways. So, have a beautiful sunshiny day, and go out and do stuff. So, yeah. Bye.
Shout out to my friend Kennedy, who reminds me every day's one big mission trip.